Hello, 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 hello. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hello, hello. Come on in the room, get settled in. Get settled in. It's that time again. We are here for another Sunday night. It is time for the weekly energy reading. I am Mambo Soleil. I'm the cover mother of Vision of Dawn Tour. I am the founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. And I'm also a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello. Come on in the room. We will start in just a moment. Start just in a moment. Oh, Coleman. Hello, Adelaida. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Labalyn. Hello, everyone who is joining us tonight. As you come into the room, say hello. I like knowing who's here with me. I like being able to interact with you all as I do this reading. So come on in the room and get settled. Hi, Kodan. Good to see you. Come on in the room, get settled. I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into it. Full disclosure, this past week has been very tough for me. I'm actually in the process of grieving. I lost a dear friend this week. A dear friend. He was very young. He will be missed. Tremendous gift to the world. Not going to say his name because I'm not sure that the family is ready to talk about it, but I'm just saying that y'all know I'm a crybaby. I cry over less. So if I seem distracted or emotional this week, please bear with me. Somebody I love dearly has become an ancestor a lot faster than we anticipated. So that's a lot to process. But I don't want to just lay in bed and cry all weekend. So that's why I made it a point to get on here tonight. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to live. We're going to live, and we're going to be vibrant, and we're going to be present, and we're going to push forward on behalf of those who aren't here to do it for themselves. That's what we're going to do tonight. And by we, I mean me. So let's go ahead and jump straight on into it. Just jump straight into it. Let's start with our general reading. If this is your first time here, the way that this, and if you've come here because you saw me post in a group that I will take readings from the audience, I will definitely take questions from the audience, but I like to get through the general reading first. My only requirement is that you wait, be patient, let me get through the general reading, and then once I'm through the general reading, I will pause, give updates, and then take questions from the audience. Why do I ask that? A, it's annoying if I'm trying to do a collective reading and you're asking me, about why your boss is an asshole, right? But B, sometimes your questions get answered in the general reading. And so in the interest of sharing space, in the interest of not having me do double work, please let me get through the general reading first. I do have my Cash App as well as my PayPal scrolling below. Love offerings are always appreciated, but they are not a requirement to get a reading. And please don't do that thing where y'all tune out and just wait for me to get through the general reading and then bombard me with questions when I'm going through updates. You want to pay attention to this week's updates. I have some new things launching, and I think that you all would want to know about it, okay? But let's go ahead and get into the general reading. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits of me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we need as a collective about the week ahead of us, the week of October 20th through 26th? Please give us insight into the nature of the lessons, blessings, challenges, breakthroughs that are coming across our path over the next 7 days. Who do we need to be? What do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will allow us to move through this energy in the way that best suits us, in a way that strengthens us, Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Dulcinea, good to see you. I don't know when you're coming home or if you're coming home, but I would love to hear about your trip. You are in a space that I have dreamed about visiting for oh, you're in the airport now. Okay. I cannot wait to hear about your trip. I was both excited for you and low-key a little jealous when I found out where you were. So I cannot wait to hear more about your experience and what's going on there. Looking forward to it. Ooh. Thank you, JL. I ask everybody to be patient with me because one moment I'm fine, the next moment I can't hold it together. So don't judge me for how I show up tonight. I'm going to do my best not to be too much of a crybaby, but and the world keeps worlding and life keeps life. And like, I did not get a break this weekend. I still had to support clients and show up for people while thinking about all of this. Painful cycles coming to an end. Gratitude is a huge part of the lesson. A lot of us are doing better than we understand. This is a week where we gain perspective. We gain perspective over our situation. Those of you who have felt stuck, those of you who felt like life has been putting you in suspension, it is for a reason. There are lessons on the other side of the suspension. And a lot of us have been in an energy of moving past what we need to learn. So life is sitting us down, life is sitting us still so that we can actually see our reality. Not only so that we can get the bigger picture, but that we can break out of habits that have led to our own personal victimization. Break out of the habits that caused us to be in this energy of feeling stuck in the first place. Hangman is not a fun energy for most people. Most of us are resentful of this energy, but once we get the lesson, once we have the paradigm shift that we're supposed to get, there's a huge amount of celebration on the other side of it. A lot of us are being bought into understanding around just how stable we actually are, just how far we've actually come, just how much love and support we actually have in our lives. And this is going to be a week of not only breakthrough, but celebration for a lot of us. If you feel like this is not your reality, the way that you bring yourself into that reality is nest, take care of your home. Treat your home like you're getting ready for a celebration, even if you don't know what the celebration is, right? Because that's the other thing about the homecoming energy of Four of Wands. Start nesting, prepare your space as though you're grateful. If you know you've not tended to your altar the way you should, tend to it like you're celebrating, right? Take a little bit of extra time when you sweep your floor. Really think about preparing your home as though you have guests coming, right? That's an energy you should tap into. And some of us may be having guests coming. There are people coming into our lives to celebrate us, Six of Wands. We are hitting milestones. The people around us are seeing our progress. People really want to celebrate and honor us. So I love that tremendously. Double meaning with the Lover's card. This is under that Hangman. So a huge part of the reason why some of us have felt stuck and in suspension is because we have been out of alignment. You know, be honest with ourselves about that. Some of us have been out of alignment. But this week we really pour ourselves into that Gemini energy where we are deeply connected with all aspects of ourselves, right? And that personal alignment helps us to understand how our actions have consequence, how present moment us, the actions of us in the present, have consequence over the version of ourselves we get to be in the future. So there's a lot, accountability is the word that's coming up right now. It's easier for us to take accountability not in a judgmental way, not in the misuse way that we talk about it in pop culture, but understanding, like, even like I said, I would love to just be sad and sit in bed all day, but there's stuff I got to do. There are people I got to support, right? And I say that not with a sense of burden, but with a sense of I owe it to this person I love to continue to live in my light, right? I think a lot of us move in that way this week, where we understand like mutual consequence in terms of who I am now sets me up for my future self, but also in our relationships, reciprocity is something that's really going to be at the forefront, right? Um, and that makes a lot of sense with this new moon coming up in Libra. Thinking about our relationships, thinking about who sharpens us, who inspires us to be our better selves, who strengthens us to be vulnerable, whether that's in a romantic relationship or in our friendships. These are things that are really coming to the surface this week. This is very much a week of gratitude. I'm gonna say it's Mademoiselle. I don't know how to say your Manze name, Asha, but it's good to see you. This is a week of gratitude, right? We have understanding. So I love that we started with the Hangman and we're going into this Nine of Cups energy. Because as we come out of these feelings of suspension, of being stuck, it makes us grateful. It makes us really understand what we've had to sacrifice, how far we've come in order to get to the point where not only are our cups full, but we understand how they're going to be full as we move forward, right? I love this Nine of Cups for us this week. The pain is coming to an end. The difficult lessons are coming up. How the hell did you get in here? Sorry, there's a fly in my house. Got distracted. I'm acting like I didn't have all my windows open earlier, so I don't know why I'm surprised that something got in, but yeah, the pain is coming to an end. The difficulty is coming to an end. The cycles of disconnection are ending. And so I'm gonna have to kill you. Sorry. You have to die. The cycles of pain are coming to an end. And I think that's relief for a lot of us because, again, even though there's a lot of strength and a lot of possibility on the other side of the hangman is not a comfortable energy. So that discomfort that we've been feeling, that feeling of being stuck, is going to wrap up this week, and we're going to have a lot to celebrate. Not just in terms of the attention we receive, but in terms of us being welcomed into a much more aligned, much more filtered, not filtered, much more stable aspect of ourselves. So to sum it all up, this is a week where we get answers about why we've been experiencing delays. I think I said this in last week's reading, delay is not a denial. I've been saying that a lot recently just because so many people that I've been reading for and counseling need to hear that delay is not a denial. And as we come out of this hangman energy, as we step into the lover's energy, where we are not only aligned with ourselves, but we're thinking about the nature of our closest relationships, as we start to take inventory of what we have to celebrate, this cycle of stagnation and pain comes to a close. And not only does the pain end, but we start to deeply understand the lessons that are a result of that stagnation. I love that for us. Love that. Love the answers to questions. Let's go into love next, since the Lover's card came up and was prominent. Let me light my Apollo. I was so distracted when I got on here that I forgot to light my Apollo. Hey, Sinidra, it's good to see you. Hey, Tori, good to see you. You're not that late, Tori. I think I was a couple of minutes late. And I'm moving, my energy's moving a little slow today, so But let's get into the love reading. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about love, romance, and matters of the heart as we go into the week of October 20th through the 26th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and environments that needs to be addressed, that we need to be mindful of, that will allow us to have the experiences of love that we want to have, to be loved by those we want to be loved by, and to love on those we want to love on in the ways that are authentic to us. If there are any blockages in terms of our behavior, any barriers to authenticity, please expose it now so that we know how to deal with and conquer it. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Now I'm staring around and looking for that little fucker. I'm so mad that a fly got into my house. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not doing it. Some of us, this can be a romantic love message, but I think it's also familial, platonic as well. Some of you guys are holding on to grudges that you don't even care about anymore. And you've taken for granted how much it hurts this other person that you're not talking to them. Your spirits want you to let this shit go. You've done a lot of work and a lot of self-reflection. You've moved forward. But your not talking to this person represents a pain for them that they're still figuring out. You've already won. Even if you winning wasn't a part of the goal, right? Who being nosy? What do you mean, mademoiselle? What are you talking about? So let it go. Let it go. Not because you benefit from it, because you don't. You don't benefit from it, but you also don't benefit from not forgiving them anyway. You're just causing undue pain in someone's life, right? We have the judgment card, messages from spirit. You're probably going to end up having a dream about whoever this person is. They're going to show up to you in your dreams or through a meditation. And that's because spirit is putting them on your mind to remind you that you've taken this for granted. So you should say something. It could be, that could be the thing, but that's not typically how surveillance shows up for me. I'm being spiritually gang stalked right now anyway. And I'm not going to reveal how I know when I'm being surveilled. But that would be a new manifestation. I know that does happen with flies for some people. But that's typically not how it happens for me. It's something completely different. You are up. You're doing good. Your future is bright. Your connections are strong. And a lot of the moves you are making are setting you up not only for prosperity in this moment, but prosperity in the future. You also have a deep connection with your community, both in your family, but in your chosen family as well, right? And it's not, here's the thing. When you fell out with this person, it needed to happen. You needed to get closer to yourself. There was a lot going on within that relationship. Again, this can be a friend, this can be an ex, it can be a family member, right? There was a lot going on within that relationship where you were not allowed to see yourself for who you fully are. So the separation did need to happen. The falling out did need to happen. It needed to happen so that you can get closer to who you are and reconnect with your own spirit. You can forge your own path. A lot of what happened in that, and part of the reason why you're having a hard time with forgiving is because realistically there was a lot of emotional manipulation. There was a lot of emotional manipulation and to a certain degree emotional abuse. What started out as a dynamic where somebody showed up as though they were nurturing, caring, compassionate, deeply devolved into one of emotional abuse and emotional control. So again, going back to this hermit, the separation did need to happen. It needed to happen so that you can realign with yourself and understand your own personal power, right? But now that, again, going back to this Ten of Pentacles, now that you are at the place where you are up, where you see the path forward, this person, they've suffered enough. I'm not saying that you have to let them back into your life. I'm not saying that you have to forgive them. But this person is now deeply understanding that their emotional manipulation wasn't worth it. They're very much in a juice wasn't worth the squeeze energy. They have a lot of depression, a lot of heartache. They understand what they lost when they fucked you over. They get it. They understand. They fucking get that shit, okay? I love you, Sanidra. Good, because I'm not ready. And what they lost was a real one. What they lost was a really abundant, nurturing, beautiful soul. They lost somebody whose energy naturally attracts favor, right? For you, you are a person. And this can either be you or you could be the person that's in depression. So if you know that this is you, be real about that. But for some of us, we were gentle, beautiful, loving people that naturally attract a lot of grace and favor. Queen of Pentacles energy can't be replaced easily. Her value is insurmountable. She's not easy to replace. And because of this, there is a lot of mourning that this person is doing. But again, I want to go back to this Judgment card. You may not even understand or know who this person is in the moment. They're going to show up in your dreams. They're going to show up in your dreams. You may come across some object in your house that they gave you that you've forgotten about, but they're going to show up. And that's because your spirits are ready for you to forgive them. Let me be very, very clear. I'm a Taurus. I don't believe in unnecessary forgiveness. I don't believe in unnecessary reconciliation. I believe in reconciliation. I literally sell reconciliation services. I have sessions that I offer to people to help them with reconciliation. When I talk about forgiveness, I don't mean that you need to let the person back into your life. I don't mean that you need to let this person back into your life. Let me repeat that one more time, because 3 times a charm. I don't mean that you need to let the person back into your life, okay? But you may absorb some of this person's pain and depression by not forgiving them, right? So you need to exercise forgiveness. There's a reason why the Hermit is here. Forgiveness is about you. It's about yourself. So the forgiveness may be a process that you go through by yourself. It may be something you do at your altar to release the pain, right? But this is about understanding that, yes, you've won. They've already learned their lesson. Don't continue to hold on to this grudge, because holding on to grudges is like drinking poison and thinking somebody else is going to die. This person is already suffering. They're already hurting enough. It may not be that you reconcile with this person, but forgiveness is coming up, and it's coming up in this love reading because you are too beautiful, you are too favored, you are too loved, you are too abundant to be walking around holding this grudge. It doesn't serve you. Okay? Look at the love reading being a self-love message. If you haven't picked it up overtly, that was a self-love message. Okay? Now let's get into my favorite subject, which is money. Let's see what's going on with our finances this week. Ancestors, angels, and masters. Spirits that walk with me. What wisdom do we as a collective need about finances, abundance, our relationship with money as we go into the week of October 20th through the 26th? Please highlight any blockages, any blessings, any breakthroughs, obstacles that may relate to our finances as we go into the next 7 days. Give us wisdom about who we need to be and what we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that will allow us to have a prosperous relationship with the flow of money into our lives, as opposed to one that creates deficits. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I love that. I love that card. A card fell out, and I love it. We'll talk about it in a moment. I want to see if I should start with the spread or start with that one first. Hi, Aisha. I didn't realize you were here. If I didn't say hi to you earlier, I apologize for that. Hello, Renee. It's good to see you. I got to remind myself to let go of grudges, but in my mind, I be having a point to prove. Yeah, and I'm learning the hard way that it's not beneficial. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to say in the hard way. I'm learning as I get older, it's not beneficial. Boundaries, yes. Grudges, no. And like I said, you don't have to let people back into your life to forgive them. You absolutely don't. And the people who harmed you are suffering. You may not see that, but it's happening. And that can probably be the nature of the dreams y'all are going to get. Y'all are going to see very, very clearly the ways in which these people are suffering. Ancestors, clarify the Ten of Swords. What do we need to know about the Ten of Swords? What wisdom do we need to get about the Ten of Swords? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I keep telling y'all niggas not to loan people money, and y'all don't listen. The good thing is somebody who's wronged you or played in your face about money, there's going to be justice given this week. But, yeah. Some of you guys you can't get ahead because you loan money to the wrong people. You keep loaning money to the wrong people. Or even if you're not loaning money outright, you keep spending on people who are grown. And you got to stop doing that. We have Ten of Swords clarified by the Ten of Cups and the Big Queen. Big Queen is the Sun card in the Hoodoo Tarot, right? The cycle that needs to come to an end for a lot of you all financially is that you have to stop being negligent with your money. Now, you're doing it because you're coming from a good place. There are people in your life, both blood family as well as chosen family, that you really want to see win. You want to have these good memories with them. You want them to prosper, right? And you feel deeply confident, Big Queen, that you're able to get things back. So for you in the moment, it's like, oh, it's not that big of a stress. But this is a cycle that you cannot continue, because whether you acknowledge it or not, it is causing you pain. It is causing you financial difficulty and deficit. And the way that I know that is we have the Nine of Wands. Y'all are consistently exhausted when it comes to your finances. You are consistently stretched thin. You consistently find yourself where as soon as it gets close to a bill being due, you worry about whether or not you'll be able to make it. And here's the thing, you wouldn't have that worry if you weren't always overextending yourself financially, to protect or take care of other people. Seven of Wands, stand in your no. Stand in your no. Stand your ground. Hold better boundaries. Because here's the thing. The opportunities that are coming to you in the immediate future, you're not going to have time to wait for people to pay you back. You're not going to be able to afford, even if you financially have it, you're not going to be able to afford wasting your time. It crawled into my Vivo. So I think it's going to die naturally. Sorry, I got distracted. I have those little Vivo light thingies in my house. Again, because I always have my windows open and things get inside. Even in the winter, I don't like stale energy in my home. I always have my windows open until it gets dark and then I close them. But enough about my life. Remember the energy of the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, hold good boundaries. Stand your ground because there's an elevation that you are on. And if you are concerned with the opinions of others, if you are concerned with the doings of other people, you stunt your own elevation, right? Even if you feel like you have the finances to take care of other people, you may not, with the blessings that are coming in your immediate future, you're literally not going to have the time, right? Two of Pentacles. We know Pentacles is money, but it's also physical energy. It's time, right? Some of you guys are taking on new endeavors. You're taking on new jobs. You are adding new opportunities into your life, right? You're taking on new responsibilities. You're walking a very particular tightrope. Now, it's a good tightrope because there's a lot of opportunity and abundance. If you can juggle these responsibilities, the payoff is major, right? It's major in terms of opening up new communities and new partnerships. And it's also major just in terms of being able to set you up for prosperity in the future. But you can't walk the tightrope and do the juggling of the Two of Pentacles if you're also taking care of everybody else and your energy is stretched thin. So this is a week where you're being asked to choose you so that you can have justice, right? Justice is karmic energy. It's getting back what you put into a situation. If what you are putting into your current financial situation is everybody else matters more than me, my money is better in the hands of other people, then guess what? You're going to continue to get situations where you come last. But if what you put into your situation and your finances is, okay, I'm saving my money because I'm gonna have to increase my travel, or I'm gonna need more materials to create my products, or whatever the fuck it is, then you get success back from that, right? This is a week where a lot of us have to reevaluate the ways in which we think that these little bits and little things that we leak out in terms of taking care of other people, how that causes deficit within us. Be careful. The Justice card is telling you to be careful, right? And we end with the Star card. Two messages from this. A lot of you do this because of people pleasing, and you think that if you say no to somebody, they're going to fall out of love with you. No, they're fucking not. And you have to move with the assurance and with the hope and faith that they're not, right? But another thing is, a lot of you are comfortable with pouring your resources into other people because you don't have faith in your own personal endeavors. You don't have hope for the things that you should be investing your money in. You've been telling yourself for 2, 3, 4 years, I need to invest. I need to invest in stocks. I need to invest in this company that I trust. I need to invest in my own business, and you haven't been doing it because you don't have faith that those things will work out. The Star card is coming up to say, no, have faith in yourself, invest in yourself. That will bring you a bit bigger and better payoff. So instead of finding yourself in constant financial exhaustion, that's what's going to bring you to a place of justice where your hard work really pays off, okay? The card that fell out while I was shuffling, and I said, I love this card, Hierophant. It was the Hierophant. The card of spiritual discipline. The card of being really, really tenacious, right? Taurus energy. Hello, to my own horn. The Hierophant is coming up to say that the more spiritually disciplined you are with your finances, the better off you will be overall. And I think that the Hierophant is speaking directly to the Star card, right? Because a lot of spiritual discipline is about hope. It's about faith, right? It's not enough to pray for more resources, only to turn around and squander those resources. A lot of us will do workings and call things in to have new financial opportunity. And then the second we do that, it pours through our fingers like water because we're not standing in and protecting the blessings that we called in. So I think that this Hierophant card really, really adds an additional layer onto this, right? So this week, if you feel a call or a nudge to pay for something you don't really want to pay for, or to loan money that you know you don't really fucking have, ask yourself, is that even in alignment with the thing you did the last working for to bring that increase in? Because if it's out of alignment, then you're not being spiritually disciplined, right? You're exercising poor boundaries. And again, I want to go back to the Star card. You're not having hope and faith in yourself. Okay? That's the money reading for this week. Let's go into the health reading. And then once I wrap up with the health reading, we can go into questions from the audience. I was just saying this today. I'm no longer doing things that I truly don't want to do. Absolutely. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about our mental, physical, and spiritual health? Please give us wisdom around our health as we go into the week of October 20th through the 26th. Please give us insight into how we can balance good health when it comes to mind, body, and soul. What are the habits, ways of being, ways of thinking that we need to release, sustain, or increase in order to have good holistic health? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey KFS, good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I don't know if I saw you earlier or if you just got here, so I want to say hello, and thank you for being here. I feel like I'm pulling cards slowly. I've gone so long without nails that I feel like I'm readjusting to how to use the cards with them. My nails had gotten really brittle at one point, so I had to take a couple of months off from getting them done. I'm gonna clarify with Afro Anime. That feels right. Clarify the tower. What do we need to know about the tower? Give us wisdom about the tower. What is the tower telling us about our health? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. If your spirits have been telling you to slow down, listen. Some of us are stretched way too thin. And the things we're stretched thin with aren't as important as we want to believe they are. A lot of what we are stretched thin with are either other people's obligations and responsibilities or shit from the past that is really, really outdated that we don't know how to let go of. And it's going to lead to long-term health issues. Some of us are not, it's like we don't fully understand our age. And I don't mean that just for the 30 and the 40 plus year olds. Some of you all, yes, you may be still in your 20s, but you are doing things to your health like you're 10, 12, 14 years old, and you shouldn't. There's a maturation that needs to happen around how we handle our health. Some of us are going to get some difficult health news this week. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We just are. And it's difficult health news as a result of the fact that we're stretching ourselves too thin. We're burning the wick at both ends. And we have to confront that, right? That tightrope, juggling too many things, energy. We're trying to work the same way we did in our youth, and it's not sustainable, right? Page of Swords is coming up. It's probably some sort of health thing related to nerve issues, A. But B, as you're getting the news, you're being cautioned to not over talk about it, to not panic. You can bring some health news to your family prematurely and get them scared and worked up, even though you don't have all the details, right? Page of Swords has a tendency to gossip. And even if they're not outright gossiping, they can over talk. They can overshare prematurely. So just be very, very careful about that, right? Now we have the Tower clarified by the Judgment card as well as the Five of Cups, right? Some of you guys are going to get some health news that's going to make you sad, and it is a result of a Tower moment. You're going to have a really big lifestyle change, right? Now, mind you, this is the Tower. It is not the Ten of Swords. It is not the Death card. So again, yes, you're going to be getting some difficult health news, but it's health news that's meant to bring you into reality. That's another reason why Spirit is saying don't run out and talk to everybody about it, because you're getting things, information that's causing you to change your health habits. Is it going to make you sad initially? Yeah, but it's going to also empower you to treat yourself better. Another thing about the nature of this health news is that it's something that your spirits have been trying to tell you about for a while. You've been getting a nudge that something has not been right with your body for a minute, and you've been ignoring it, right? We can do that. The Judgment card talks about how we can ignore certain signs, how we can ignore certain downloads. So this is going to be a week where you're going to be forced to confront it with the reality of your health and how you stretching yourself too thin is negatively impacting your health. Now, another reason why I want you to calm down around this Tower, clarified by Judgment and Five of Cups, is because y'all ain't fucking going nowhere. Your life's not being cut short. The reason why you have to make these lifestyle changes is so your lifestyle is not cut short, right? Three of Wands talks about moving forward into your future. A lot of you guys have a lot of responsibility and a lot of things you need to do. So the conversations you have with your doctors and your healers is so that you can, again, make these lifestyle changes so that you still have the vitality that you need to get the things you need to do done, right? Forgive yourself for the foolishness of your youth. Forgive yourself for the foolish decisions that you may have made when you didn't know any better, and move forward with the wisdom you have about your health now. Also, in addition to that, again, adventure. Rather than feeling burdened by any kind of responsibility or shifts in your health regimen that need to take place, allow yourself to get excited about it. If your doctors tell you that your blood pressure is high and you need to move your body more, see that as an adventure. Take it on as such. If they tell you that you need to cut certain things out of your diet, see that as an adventure and a challenge, and get excited about changing your diet as opposed to getting depressed and kicking yourself and wasting time being in sadness over it. This is the second time we've gotten justice, right? So again, what you put into a situation is what you get back. In this health reading, it is quite literal. What you are putting into your body, you are going to get back. If you have a diet of top ramen and Cheetos, do not be surprised that your blood pressure is high. If you have a tendency to only get 20 minutes of movement every 4 days, do not be surprised that there are certain health issues you deal with. This is a week where you are bought into the reality of the fact that there needs to be certain changes. So rather than getting wrapped up about those or worked up about those changes, embrace them as a challenge and get excited about them, right? Card that fell out was the Page of Wands. Some of you guys have known for a while that you have fallen out of good health regimen because you were not passionate about it. So what you need to learn is how to be passionate about how to take care of your physical health, right? Page of Wands is somebody who has big ideas that they have to figure out how to root in reality. Instead of sitting around and thinking about the Pilates class, find a low-cost Pilates class and take your butt there, right? Instead of thinking about the fact that you know you need to cut down on your meat intake, actually put some action and some motion behind doing meatless Mondays or working out a meatless meal plan for yourself. But the Page of Wands is the embodiment. It's the messenger. It's the messenger. And it's not just the messenger like, oh, okay, I've received a message. It's like, okay, you've received a message. Now how do you move with that message? How do you move with that information? How do you turn that information into reality? So again, the reality check that you guys get this week around your health is not anything new. Not only have you had intuitive hunches about it, but your ancestors have been pushing you for a while to put the fried chicken down, to get up and move your body more, whatever it is. So again, rather than sulking, rather than crying, get passionate, get adventurous, and turn the information into action, okay? We are now at the end of the reading. This is where I take questions from the audience. As you type out your questions in the comments section, I'm going to go ahead and give updates. First update, and I'm going to start here because the deadline is approaching. Wednesday is the Love and Sex Magic Workshop. Fire and Desire, a Love and Sex Magic Workshop takes place Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST. If you have not already enrolled, enroll now. It's Sunday. Wednesday will be here before you know it. Deadline to enroll is Tuesday midnight. Enroll quickly. There is a supply list, and you want to have your supply list so that you have time to go ahead and get down to the grocery store, to the Whole Foods, to the Sprouts, to the whatever, to get your ingredients, because we are going to make a love and sex magic potion. In this workshop, I will be teaching some of the common failures of love magic. So when people talk about doing love workings and then backfiring, I'm going to talk about why that happens. A lot of people who have been taught to do love magic actually are doing limerence magic, unfortunately. So we're going to talk about the difference between love magic, limerence magic, and sex magic, the ethics of love and sex magic, and I will be teaching you a foolproof love and sex magic potion. That is Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 22nd. So if you have not already enrolled, enroll now. Love you down, La Balin, but you were the one, nigga, you the one that taught me how to teach you. You encouraged me to teach this shit, and you haven't enrolled yet. So you need to get your black ass on the website and enroll. And anyone else who wants to take the class, go ahead and enroll now. Yes, this course will be available to purchase as a replay. No, it will not be cheaper than what I'm offering it as a live class. So if you're avoiding it because of the price, unfortunately, the price is only going to go up after the class is done. So go ahead and enroll now so that you can take the class in real time with us, okay? For my Patreon, our next class is going to be next week on the 27th. The new moon readings will be up by tomorrow night. So based on your zodiac sign, there will be new moon readings up by tomorrow night on the Patreon. If you are interested in getting access to exclusive classes, join my Patreon. The product that I'm launching this week, I'm going to start taking pre-orders for it. I don't know the exact day, but I have created a prosperity body wash. So, and it's called, guess what? Rich Spirit, right? So for those of you who do not have the time or are not able to participate in the Rich Spirit Prosperity Ritual, which I strongly encourage you to do, I will be launching a body wash at a special introductory price before the week is over, and I will be taking pre-orders for the body wash. The body wash will come, of course, with the body wash, as well as a ritual that you can do at home to strengthen the efficacy of it. This is my first product that I'm selling, and it's taken me quite a while to craft this. I'm deeply excited about it. So keep your eyes and ears open. If you're already on my email list, you will probably get an email before the week is over. Speaking of Rich Spirit, the next round is November 10th through the 13th. Deadline to sign up is November 8th. So go ahead and get on the list, sign up for it. Rich Spirit is an amazing program. I literally got an update from a young lady last week who did the last round. And she said she had gotten fired from her job right before we started the last round. And since we did the last round, she's received 3 job offers for jobs that far outpay or exceeded the pay that she had from her last job. People have gotten homes. People have gotten pregnant. People have been able to start new businesses. People have gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding for their nonprofits and businesses. Rich Spirit is that girl. So if you know you have financial blockages, if you know you have things that you've been trying to get done and for whatever reason you're not seeing progress, join Rich Spirit. It will shake some shit up for you. Okay? Grace and Gratitude. Grace and Gratitude starts November 1st. Okay? That is our 21-day prayer program. $15, you get 21 days of personalized, daily, crafted prayers made by not only me, but my goddaughter, Hunsi Aja. You get 21 days of journal prompts to guide and support you with your spiritual journey. And you get once weekly bespoke sound baths created by sound healing sessions created by Hunsi Aja. For $15, that is a really big deal, okay? So if you want to join us for that, the link to that is also in the description. Love y'all down, but I also want to call that I saw a lot of questions being put out, and I've not received a single love offering. Last week, I answered around 7 questions, and I received one $5 love offering. So yes, don't take advantage of when I say that the questions are free. Don't be stingy. Like, you can send me $1. Like, let's be real. So I just want to say that before I start answering questions. Energetic exchange is a real thing. If you think I'm going to sit on here tonight while I'm grieving and answer 10 questions and y'all don't even send me 50 cents, y'all really got me fucked up. But let me go ahead and scroll through and see where the questions are, okay? I wanted to grab a pack of Pepsi when I was at the store. I had to leave it because when I do drink it, I'd be extra tired. So there's a reason why. So I have sparkling water here, the Spindrift. There's a reason why I've been really, really drinking a lot of sparkling water, because due to stress over the summer, I super got out of hand with my soda intake. And soda is horrible for you. You're absolutely right. The sugar crash makes you exhausted. It fucks up your skin. I started having teenage acne bumps out of nowhere. It was way too much. Let's start with Lovana. Lovana says, some of my grandmother's valuables are missing. We believe they've been stolen. Does Spirit have insight on if it was a family member or a non-family member who took them? Okay, I got you. And then Dulcinea, I have you next. And then after Dulcinea, I got JL. And then I'll go down the rest of the list from there. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits to walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Lovana need at this time about the items that were taken that belong to her grandmother? Are these items just misplaced? Were they taken, and if so, were they taken by a family member or a stranger? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Tower fell out. Let me see what cards I pull in the actual spread. They were taken by a family member, a woman in the family. They feel guilty about it. You're probably going to get some sort of download about who it was, Lavana. I'm going to be really honest with you. Queen of Pentacles, it's a woman who tends to be a little greedy. Like, I don't know if your grandmother had a will or something and they weren't written into it in the way that they think that they deserve to be. But yeah, they took these things out of greed. High Priestess talks about how the spirits are basically going to snitch on this person. So it's going to be either through your dreams or through divination that it gets revealed to you. They know they ain't shit for doing this. They lose sleep over it. They're actually, they know they're going to get caught. I don't know any other way to say it. They know that it's going to catch up to them. And that's why the tower fell out while I was shuffling. I hate to say it, but it's somebody that you know. It's somebody in your family, and it's a woman. Okay? I hate that I even have to share that. I hate that I even have to say it. Based on the description, I know exactly who it is. I'm sorry. Death brings out the worst in people. Very, very similar thing happened when my mother died. I'm sorry to hear that. Should I ask Zong on a date or see if he asks me? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. Should Dulcinea ask Zong on a date or should she wait for him to ask her? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm going to switch decks because I think this one's getting tired. So I'm going to use Pulp Girls. That feels right. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. Should Dulcinea ask Zong on a date or should she wait for them to ask her? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You should ask them, and here's why you should ask them. You should ask them because they are a little dense. I don't know any other way to say. They're a good person, they are a sweet person, but realistically, they're a little dense. So I don't think that they fully understand that you like them back. And also, there's a risk-taking aspect to this that's going to be beneficial to you as a person. So Six of Swords, you moving forward in a way that is brave and uncertain, you taking a risk, right? The Hangman talks about the fact that they kind of need to be waking up and they need their world expanded. They're like, there's like I don't want to say escapist, but they're not fully rooted in reality kind of thing, that Pisces energy of not seeing things clearly. And then the Fool card talks about you taking a risk and that risk paying off. So you need to go ahead and ask them. You need to go ahead and ask them because they're probably not going to ask you, not because they're not attracted, but because, again, they're a little dense. So I'm saying that you should do it. That's what the cards are saying. Alrighty. Dulcinea, let me know if you're here and if you got that message. Let me know if you got that message. JL wants to know, what advice can Spirit give me with the situation involving my father and my sisters? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Dulcinea need? Oh, sorry. What wisdom does JL need? JL's curious about what she should do with her father and her sisters. What wisdom do her ancestors have for her at this time? What wisdom does Spirit have for her at this time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. A card fell out, but I want to look at the spread first because I feel like I know what it's saying intuitively, but I want to make sure I'm not being harsh. Okay. And I don't even know what the situation is with your father and your sisters, but what Spirit is saying is that this is a distraction. Yes, you feel passionately about it, but it's low-key a distraction. You have bigger fish to fry, and there's a breakthrough and a transformation that you need in your personal life, in your own life, that you need to be focused on preparing for. And the more you focus on the past and the more you focus on the dynamics with them, that's just a form of emotional distraction, because at the end of the day, you really can't control their behavior. And trying to control their behavior or thinking that in changing your behavior, it will have impact over their behavior, it's not only a waste of effort, but it's escapist, right? Death card, personal transformation. You have a lot of big things on the horizon. And you being focused on really embracing the woman that you're turning into that can handle all of these blessings and all this responsibility that's coming to you is a deep necessity. And even though it's kind of hard and you don't think that's where your focus should lie right now, if you can shift and give yourself that, you will be tremendously, tremendously grateful for it at the end of the day. Okay? Right now, you're doing a lot of thinking about your past, a lot of thinking about relationships that aren't going the way that you want them to, because it's almost like a kind of escapism. Pisces energy. Pisces will escape from their own personal responsibilities by hyperfixating. It's not dead. I thought you were dead. By hyperfixating on other people. I'm going to kill you when I'm done with this. By hyperfixating on other people, right? That's why they're called the card of the martyr. So, and I'm not saying that to say that your desire to be rooted in them isn't coming from a genuine place, but the focus on it right now is somewhat of a distraction. And I know this to be true because the card that fell out was the Five of Swords, right? This can turn into you picking up an argument or picking up an issue that's really where the juice isn't really worth the squeeze. And you put yourself in a position of having a back and forth that just steals a lot of your energy and your joy when right now you have other things to focus on. So my advice based on these cards, baby, would be in terms of what you should do with your sister and your fathers is focus on yourself right now. Focus on yourself. I'm not saying that it'll never be the time to address things with them, but right now is not the time. Okay? Whack the fly with the death card. I have a swatter and I will get to it when I just don't want to get up and be distracted. And I don't want y'all to hear me running around my house cussing and chasing the flies. So I will deal with it later. Okay, good. If Spirit already said it to you, then great. That means I was in the right realm. I'm glad that resonated for you. Hey, Sylvia, you are never late. You're right on time. Whenever you got here is when you needed to be here. Okay. Let's see. I think we got 2 more questions, and then I'm gonna wrap up for the night. We got Aisha, and then we got Adelaida. And if there's no one else, then I'm just gonna wrap up after Adelaida. Okay. Aisha, hi Mambo, do you see it? Responded to my email after our reading regarding the clearance. I have to respond within 21 days. Do I need to continue with your advice, or is there a new working? Okay. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits to walk with me. Should Aisha continue with the spiritual advice that was given to her, the wisdom around the working that she's currently doing? Should she continue with that working, or does she need to alter her plan in any way? Please give us wisdom from her ancestors about how she should move forward with the conjure that she's currently working on. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. And if I talk in code, I'm not being evasive, Aisha. It's just because since you are in the process of doing the working, I don't want to say too much about it on a live stream. So I hope that I articulate what I'm about to articulate to you makes sense. Let's see. If there's anyone else that has a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. If not, then I will wrap up with Adelaida after I'm done with Aisha. Continue with exactly what you're doing, baby. 9 of Pentacles, things working out in your favor. And also when you look at this artwork, who she look like? Who she look like? Okay? 10 of Cups, joyful memories, things working out in your favor, hope and faith. King of Pentacles, you being able to sway the compassion or win over the compassion to somebody in a place of authority. Continue with exactly what you're doing. And then I typically don't read bottom of the deck, but bottom of the deck is Temperance. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. You don't need to add on anything else, Aisha. Okay? I hope that answered your question. All right, Adelaida says, my birthday is coming up and I'm taking a trip with my good girlfriend. Having trouble choosing the best place to go to rejuvenate. Can you please give insight to where to go to give me life? We'll see what comes up. I may not be able to give you an exact location, but I know I'll be able to tell you about what you need, and hopefully that'll put some clarity around where you need to go next. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me, my elevated ancestors. Where does Adelaida need to go to celebrate her birthday? What will allow her to have a good experience and to gain peace from her birthday trip? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. This is interesting. Hold on a second. Let me pull clarifier. Clarify the Emperor. What do we need to know about the Emperor? Give us wisdom around the Emperor, ancestors. We got the Emperor clarified by the Devil and the 7 of Cups, the Death card, and the 6 of Swords. I don't think you need to go anywhere tropical. I think you need to go somewhere where there's a lot of trees, a lot of lush environment. You need to be by a river. And the reason why you need to be in that kind of environment is because if you go somewhere tropical, um, like a destination kind of spot, you're gonna be around a lot of people who are drinking and wrapped up in their vices. Now, you are likely to, on your birthday trip, come in contact with a lot of men, and your spirits would rather you be around like men who hike, right? Men who are disciplined, men who are rooted. That's why this is coming up over the Emperor. With the Death card, also, you need to be in a space that allows for rejuvenation and relaxation, somewhere that is beautiful enough to give you clarity about your next steps, right? That may sound like a lot of pressure for a birthday trip, but it's not. Like, I feel like if you go to like a Sedona, a Big Sur, somewhere like that, that gives you that. In addition to you being by the river, Six of Swords, you need to be somewhere where you're by a river or a lake. You need to be somewhere where you can kayak. I hope that made sense. Let me know if that made sense to you, Adelaida. That's what I'm seeing here. But you definitely don't need to be somewhere that's like party party. That's not the vibe that you need. You need relaxation, you need water, you need hiking, you need nature. Okay? Adelaide, you here? Did you get your message? I hope that that resonated with you. Let me know if you had to step away and just text me. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night. I don't see anyone else who has questions. Thank you all for being here. I didn't cry. I got through it. I didn't weep. I didn't embarrass myself. But thank you. I'm glad that this was a good reading. I think it was a good reading. I will be back on Thursday for a happy hour segment. So either happy hour or astral hour. I think we've done 2 astral hours back to back. So I feel like I'm going to do happy hour this. I'm not certain, but it'll be one of the either on Thursday at 8 o'clock. So if you have time, come back Thursday, 8 o'clock. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can get the notifications when I do go live. I tend to go live every Sunday, every Thursday, and sometimes on Wednesdays as well. So I will see you Thursday of this week. Yeah, thank you all again for giving me some time to tap into myself as opposed to sitting around and being sad. I want to thank you all for that. Keep your eyes open. The Rich Spirit Body Wash is launching. Let me know if that was helpful for you, Adelaida. You're very, very welcome. The Rich Spirit Body Wash is launching this week. I will be taking pre-orders to ship so that way I can start shipping everything on November 1st. And I'll talk more about it on Thursday, okay? Love you all. Take care. Bye.